Hello and welcome everybody to the front nine coverage of round one of the 2021 Discraft Green Mountain Championship presented by Upper Park Disc Golf. Brian Earhart here, joined by Nate Perkins. Nate, it is the final Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the season before we jump into the match play event and the tour finale. This is the final event of the regular season. This is the final event and one of the premier events in all of disc golf. We're playing at the Smuggler's Notch Resort. There's two premium courses. Round one, we're starting off at Brewster Ridge. It plays in the dense woods along some bike trails and some ski trails. Take a look at this here. We have some players on this card, Chandler Fry, that are on the bubble of the Disc Golf Pro Tour rankings. Top 32 move on to the Pro Tour finale. Chandler is on this feature card and he is on the bubble looking to make a move. Hole number one, we're jumping into kind of an old school course. Lots of par threes, a lot of shorter holes, technical. Shot shaping is much more important out here. And 320 straight ahead, little bit of drift to the right. Kind of a softball start, but it's still not that easy.
Yeah, hole one is probably the easiest hole on the property.
And Chandler is a big mid-range fairway driver thrower. Loves the Comet, loves the Buzz. Big Vulture fan. He loves throwing just direct straight lines. Puts that one a little bit low.
Okay, now is a good time to bring up the tee pad situation. We had a heavy rain last night, and historically the paver type tee pads that they have out here, they get slick.
Yeah.
And all of them are slick today.
There are brooms on every tee pad that give the players a little bit of salvation, but still, Uli kind of chopping his a little bit. He wanted a little bit more ante on that and ended up throwing it too high.
He was extremely timid on that shot. Yeah. And you're going to see, you might see a little bit of that. And a lot of that has to do with the tee pad, and you're not sure whether you're going to get a slip and get that power behind it or not.
Players like Paul, Ricky, Chandler, and Corey have all played on slick tee pads before, so it's all about who can adapt to the conditions. Ricky going pig. Circle two.
Rounding out this foursome from Carversville, West Virginia, representing Discraft.
Oh, we got Corey Ellis too, Brian? Are you kidding? This is too exciting.
We saw him just absolutely murder the disc at D-Glow out in the open, but he's from the East Coast, from, you know, plays
West Virginia.
Yeah, plays a lot in the dense woods. And tries to go similar flex sidearm to Uli and still doesn't quite get the turn, but he is going to be inside circle two. And we've been seeing him knock down some crazy circle two putts this season. Textbook up and down for Uli. And if you are an aspiring push putter, this is the man to watch right here. Incredible, powerful push putt.
Oh,
okay.
Chandler Fry dropping it in. Gatekeeper rewind.
He's putting with the Challenger OS.
He just has that putter so far out in front of him.
And that is something you'll see quite a bit if he is on fire. He's someone that if you play with him often, this distance is pretty easy on certain days. Ricky getting it started, 30-footer.
And some might argue that putting it 30 feet away on hole one can actually be a good thing rather than parking it to get it warmed up like that.
Yeah, we're going into a course where you're not going to be parking a lot of holes. There's a lot of tough par threes. You're going to see some circles edge putts. But yeah, one of the easier holes we start out with, but we do move into hole number 2 here. Nate, what do you think?
OB right, slightly uphill the entire way, and probably the most specific landing zone for any of the par 4s out here. That short pad right there is the ideal spot, but because of how skinny this bottleneck is right here, if you're any left or any right, it can pinch you off right away. So a really good birdie 3, even though it's only 540 feet.
Yeah, this played as the hardest hole in the course because of how specific the tee shot needs to be.
And that OB keeps going all the way too. It's on this first shot, but if you hit any of those trees on your way to the pin and kick right, you're OB.
Yeah, Chandler putting his to a pretty solid spot. He's at least going to throw some sort of hyzer flip through that left gap. This is also a very solid position for Ricky. He's going to get to go flex sidearm, which is his bread and butter.
Happy late birthday to that man right there. It was nearly 3 years ago to the day that Paul Ulibarri shot a course record 13 under par at the World Championship here at Brewster.
Yeah, one of the best long hyzer flip throwers through gaps that the game has ever seen, and he's put one way up there. Might be a little pinched off, but he might be far enough to have a look at the basket.
Actually had the chance to play in the GK Pro Skins match with Paul for this event, and he told me the story. I wasn't aware. He said it was one of the luckiest days of his life on this course. He said it's on camera. You can go check it out. He misses every shot and gets every kick en route to shooting a 13 under par at Worlds.
That's a way to capitalize. Corey throwing a little bit of a low first shot, and as you can see, like you were saying, Nate, even if you're a little bit off here, uncomfortable position.
That's still a bad spot over there.
Pulled it just a little bit, and he goes out of bounds. Just over the stone wall. He's still going to have 100 feet to the basket.
And that's Ricky really just working the one angle on that pig and just getting it back to flat, you know. I would almost expect him to throw something a little more stable to get it back to the right at the end of the flight, but that's him trusting his putt. He can just straighten it out to 25 and know he's going to be okay.
Oh, what?
Corey Ellis for birdie from 200? Please replay it. Yes.
I don't even have words. Just floaty nose up. That is a super beat up roach that he just threw. Oh, wow. That's a nice little start to your round. 170-foot uphill throw in with a roach.
Oh, Chandler nearly follows it up right there to save his par.
It seems like whenever Corey gets on Gatekeeper Media, he puts on just a highlight, spectacular show.
We do need a highlight reel for this man at the end of the season. From just the Gatekeeper footage, you're totally right.
And Paul does get up there far enough in his first shot to have a nice little chop sidearm. Cans a great putt for birdie.
Ricky, maybe just a pace or two closer than hole one's putt.
Yep, another birdie for Rick. And like you said, you know, we've seen some solid double-digit rounds out here on this course. If you can get into a rhythm with a couple of discs in your bag, I mean, there's a lot of par threes that if you're throwing solid shaped shots, you can easily give yourself 15 birdie looks. as long as the putt's working. Hole number 3, 265-foot uphill. Pretty straightforward shot. Only thing that might be tricky is the uphill, making your disc fly a bit more stable. Just throw something flat and high and let it coast into the basket. This is one of the more straightforward holes in the course.
Probably playing as the second easiest.
This is the easiest hole out here.
Interesting.
2.47. And Ricky puts him to about 25 feet, still spinning. Yeah, this distance, it just seems to be right in the wheelhouse of a lot of these players' favorite throwing putters, or they can down-tempo a little bit on a mid-range.
Yeah, shot, dude.
Just a gorgeous hyzer flip to flat.
What's that baseline mid that he's throwing right there?
This one right here, I'm not sure if this is a ringer or not. He's a player that does like to switch things out. He goes back and forth from Comet to Buzz. Uli has been still grinding form. After all these years, he's still trying to improve his technique. And it's getting so simple and clean.
Go in.
Okay. All right, Corey. Give us let's plant a tree from that one. A little bit of tree love for Corey. He's going to be inside circle 1, and here's Chandler.
Just down tempo on a Buzz here, Brian.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just a baby hyzer. It's going a little left, but that's going to be 25 feet as well. Ricky looking good right now. 3 for 3. He's just throwing a lot of slow discs, just simple. One of the shorter courses we play on the tour. There's really not a lot of big shots. The par 4s are where a lot of the trickery comes in. But there's still not that long of par 4s.
Yeah, this really is one of the premier facilities where I feel like it's anyone's game every year. I mean, Doss won here after not winning for nearly 5 years. Barsby won his title here.
Yeah, Paige Shue also won her world title here. It's a amazing level playing field of 36 unique holes that challenge every single skill in a disc golfer's arsenal.
All right, hole 4. Another tight, winding par 4. And another one where you could take birdie out of the question right away if you do not land in this corridor right here. You see the skinny trees on the left and the right. Basket is tucked behind this wall. You have to shape this second shot either up the road or hit kind of a backdoor gap around those trees.
I like this fairway driver play from Ricky. Didn't quite get the turn on it. That's a stabler, or a more stable fairway driver in his bag, and I think he wanted it to kind of come out Annie and pan to flat.
Almost think we should plant a tree for that one. That kind of kept him in a spot where he's going to be able to throw a little forehand at Anheuser up there, and Paul showing us
that's the line.
That's textbook right there.
Yeah. Little less stable. Kind of let the disc move forward first and then drift right. And that is banking a bit too far to the right. And like
Out
you
of
said,
play.
Nate, yeah,
That's over.
still up there, but he's going to have to waste a shot.
It's even a tough par because you have to pitch out to where you would like your first to land. Okay, so mid-range again. Buzz.
Chandler is throwing currently a Buzz and a Comet. He used to be a big fan of the Meteor, but has switched that out for the Comet. I believe this is a Buzz he's throwing. Throws the Big Z Comet. Getting a lot of awesome stats from Statmando highlighting Chandler Fry today.
And there's that back door. And he finds it right over the wall. What a shot, though, from out of position. Sets up great for that little forehand Anheuser. Chandler going to try and match that.
Ooh, and just overturned it a bit, but still not out of the question. He's still putting.
And here's that ringer.
Just such a soft landing. Picture perfect. Oh boy. Unforced error there for Corey.
Get some.
Off the tray for a birdie save for Chandler.
This card's keeping me on my
Wow.
toes.
Yeah, a lot of green already on these scorecards.
He's about to jam this.
Just off the top. Corey is going to settle for a bogey after a bit of a mishap on
Rigged
that
to
jump
be
putt.
perfect through 4?
He is looking really good right now.
Give me that woo count.
I guess 4 birdies, 4 woos, I suppose. But man,
Sometimes they woo on that approach.
his putt looks very good. We've kind of seen him a little bit shaky. Past couple of times we've seen him on camera, not quite looking as clean as he is right now.
Best word to describe the T-Bird 3 is consistent. Straight, just slightly stable. That's exactly what I get every time. Grabbing the disc and knowing it's going to be consistent. That thought popping into my head when I'm lining up that straight shot, that's the confidence booster. That's all positive reinforcement. This is the disc that I reach for, and if you want that consistent straight finish, grab the T-Bird 3.
Hole number 5, 285 feet. Kind of just a tougher version of hole number 1. A little tighter gap. Baskets perched just a little bit more to the right. A little bit of a downhill slope, so any kind of forehand with too much skip can get sent long. Last tree on the right before he was coming into the green.
I got 5 heat birdies from there. Mm-hmm. You want that bet? Or no?
I'm just going to live in the moment for now, Nate.
See if Uli can correct. There we go.
Yeah, little bit of turn. Beautiful.
After that errant tee shot on 1, he's
Cleaning it up.
found his groove.
So if you go dead straight on this hole, you have about a 35-footer. So you have to get just a little bit of bend if you want a comfortable putt. Chandler gets that. And he gets, oh my gosh, and he bounces off the ground, almost goes in the basket. We're going to plant another tree for Chandler Fry. He is being very kind to the environment this round.
That was such a cool flight. Just hovering above the ground. Is this Raptor here? Yes.
shot. Skip and
That's a great line. Yeah, Corey's 15 feet. And here's Rick.
This is from 45, maybe 50.
Little spin putt downhill. Cashes it from circle 2. And I should have taken that bet. Oh my gosh. I love that he's starting to just more casually switch to the spin putt now.
Wait, you should have taken that bet? I said $5 he makes that. So you shouldn't have taken that bet.
I'm terrible at betting. So.
Ricky Wysocki, 5 for 5. He can throw the pig on 12 of these holes. Like, and he's so comfortable with that disc. Is that the same disc that hit our cameraman last week and stayed in bounds?
Teal pig?
I think it might be the same one. Could have been purple, but
there's some magic in that disc.
That disc was hole 6, slightly downhill the entire way, and just slightly right to left. You can't just throw a pure hyzer, or you're going to end up outside the circle short left. You have to kind of gently flip something up.
Yeah. This is kind of letting the natural stability of the disc fade to the basket rather than forcing an overstable disc to cut to the basket.
Yeah, that's well said.
That's very inside. Actually, if it missed that tree, it wouldn't have been terrible. Definitely a floatier disc than I thought.
Paul loves this shot, and I love watching him throw it. This is his ringer, and he just hits this thing on hyzer and lets it flip up.
Very softly. Oh, yeah. He's about 28 feet long, but...
That's a good spot. Putting back up at it. That's a pretty common result. It's hard to park this one.
Yes. Just a subtle hyzer. That's coming into the green a little bit faster than Paul's. Oh my gosh, what?
Our card has the magic today. Top band, that was 2 inches from a hole-in-one.
He's got that crazy look in his eye right now.
Our card. They're doing work.
And another really clean looking shot. Look how that disc is just slowly flipping. Corey is 22 feet from the basket. We have some shooters on the course today. Wow.
Does he really?
For 6. Ooh, and that little pickup of the off foot. Something Ricky used to do a lot, actually, when he was a little bit younger. He was stagger putting, and then he'd putt and then bring his back foot to straddle position. And Germ actually used to do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I remember Rick and Big Germ both doing that. I thought that was just how you needed to putt. I tried that.
And here's Corey. Looking from about 22 feet. He moves to 3 under. He really loves throwing super flippy discs on like a vertical knife hyzer. He puts such clean spin on the disc. Hole number 7, 565-foot par 4. There's an inside gap. The drone just flew by. If you want a really clean look at the basket, you follow the drone and you push a really long shot to this corner. And then you have an uphill straight shot really to this elevated pin. There's a lot of little trees you have to miss to get to the right zone. So either you pure the shot or you roll the dice. And it's pretty tough to pure this one. Ricky going a little inside, but he does hit the inside gap. Clips something. And he's going to be off right. Not a terrible spot to be honest. At least he's close to the elbow.
Does Chandler still like the vulture?
Huge fan of the vulture.
This is probably a vulture right here then.
He's throwing vulture. He's throwing a lot of raptor.
Perfect. Get on that T-pad.
And he gets the skip. I want to jump back to Chandler. Chandler is a big, strong dude, but his forte are these really direct, spinny, compact, like mid-range fairway driver shots. And I love it. He has such good touch. Nose angle control. He has plenty of distance, but his stock shot is exactly what he just threw.
Yeah, dude. Great shot, dude. Thanks, buddy.
And Corey puts it straight to the elbow as well.
Perfect shots.
Seeing some fantastic drive from this hole, and I love that they're showcasing what it takes to get to the corner. You have to start one on hyzer, but prevent it from moving left for a bit. Yuli's doing the exact same thing.
And this is vulture for sure.
Look at this.
That is a birdie. It's like
Wow.
240 feet from there. Dead straight. Oh, and Rick was deeper than we thought, actually.
And throws a beautiful shot out of the woods. It's going to be a pig flick away. Almost can't be in a better spot. Puts it a little bit long, 30, 32 feet.
He's going to have that tree putt. He's got to putt right in between a couple guardians.
Corey putting a little bend on it. And he's just outside circle one.
Go back left. Glad he thought it was close.
Pretty long run. Sticks it right next to the basket. Chandler has kicked kind of a nasty spot. He's trying to float one in. He'll probably be all right settling for a 4 there.
Great looking putt. Just slightly nose up.
Yeah, Corey's 4 under.
Really committed.
He's been jamming some huge spin putts this season. A little bit of hyzer on him.
His name keeps popping up for eagles that
Yeah.
I didn't really know were in the cards. Like 9 at Iron Hill a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like Corey Ellis Eagle. I'm like, okay, I could see it actually.
Yeah.
Once
with
you
him.
say Corey Ellis, I'm like, oh yeah. Probably jammed an 80-footer.
And Paul's going to cash a great birdie putt as well. Chandler tapping in the par. And Ricky's birdie streak ends, but he is 6 down through 7 holes. Moving into number 8. Nate, this is a nasty par 4.
This is probably the hardest hole on the course. It's more uphill than our drone is showing right now. And you have to get that 375 to 400 off the tee if you want to look at bird. And there's a gap, a couple gaps late in the flight. You kind of have to pick a side around this tree. You can't bleed it to the right or the left too much. That's so good.
Look at that.
He made that gap look big. What do we got, Brian?
This is Corey throwing that just very steep hyzer. But he brings the disc up. He has kind of like a pendulum motion, a lot of body English. And I was talking to him the other day about this, and he said that he feels just very comfortable with his timing, and if he feels like he has to put a little extra mustard into the shot, he doesn't think too much about how, he just does it. He's a very feel-oriented player. And Uli out driving him with another hyzer flip. Just beautiful drive. This is a tough birdie to get. And you said this is not the toughest hole in the course scoring-wise, but I would agree with you in the subjective phrase that this is
hardest hole to birdie.
Hardest birdie on the course. It's two big shots. Ricky kicking off to the left side. Left side has a couple of routes if you get lucky.
I'm definitely going to have to come back and watch that Uli shot. That might have been one of the better drives I've seen him throw in a while. Just was so confident. Exactly the line he was looking for. Chan needs help right here.
Okay. Little bit right side. He's at least going to be able to throw some sort of anhyzer to the landing zone, get up and down for a 4. It would be a miraculous birdie from that right side. Okay. Ricky is now pinched off on the left side. Hopefully he has some sort of step out. Oh, just a little drift, and it's coming back left. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
One of the difficult parts of this hole is the footing. You can see, look at Paul's lie right there. There's these little roots, and it's just uphill enough that that final step behind your lie can come at you a little quicker than you expect. But when you're Corey Ellis and you have just the tiniest weight transfer, it doesn't seem to affect the throw.
Chandler going standstill.
And he
that is a miraculous
that
birdie.
inside
oh
gap.
My gosh. That is, it's so much tighter than the camera even gave it justice. That right side is so tough to get up and down from.
That's a huge risk even going that way. And there is Ricky's first chink in the armor. He has this for par.
Okay. Ricky's going to go back to 5. Just like that.
There we go. Good finish.
Paul just continuously showing us how much work he's been putting in from this late circle 1, early circle 2 range. One of the best circle 1 putters on tour this year. Corey knocks in another awesome birdie. And he moves to 5 under par through 8. I mean, he's shooting a heater as well. And Paul's at 6 down. I swear this hole is actually like kind of tough. This card is absolutely destroying this hole. Wow.
The worst score is 4 down through 8 holes.
And here we are at hole number 9. A very enjoyable tee shot. Tight gap, downhill. You have to kind of hit the hill and slide up to the basket. If you hit the backside of the slope with any pace, you risk skipping way long. So it's a lot of late control in the flight.
Does he toss the Luna?
No, he does. As you see, he's trying to throw that
roach.
super flippy roach, and it's still flipping up even after all of that angle.
Such a sick flight,
and
he's still going
long.
deep. And you know, you said it, Brian. You'd really like to hit the hill and scoot up. You don't want to see your disc, even a slow one. You don't want to see it fly over the hill because of how sloped it is. And here we go. This is one of the slicker tee pads out there. And this is Uli's Flippy, buzz.
He's frustrated about the tee pad. These pavers, and even after he gets a fantastic kick, plant another tree for him. I don't know if he realizes how far up there he is.
It went through the early trees, right?
I don't think he knows how close he is. That's fortunate. Give the man his own tree. And Chandler going mid-range. You saw him try to throw it a little bit more flex.
Another tree. We are taking the... We're putting...
What are you getting at, Nate?
Oxygen. Oxygen. The plants.
Anyway. Here's Rick.
We're helping the planet, Brian.
Here's Ricky.
How many trees have we planted this round?
Quite a few, man.
Okay, so what happens when they get a bad tree kick?
No, we're not taking it away. We're not taking we're not taking trees away.
Fill up our gas
That's not
tanks.
how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Fill up our gas tank. Anyway, here's Ricky, left side.
Oh my God.
Scramble master, Ricky Weiss. You
hear
can hear the card kind of laughing about it.
Yeah, they're all just astounded at what they're doing right now. And I only hear a few claps. That's what's crazy about this card. I only hear a few claps. This was a card that teed off earlier in the day.
Didn't quite have the
spectators are missing out on a phenomenal front nine.
Yeah, this is magic. I mean, he's losing the card at 4 under through 8 holes.
Yeah.
And he's looking at a
birdie.
5 under on the front.
Yeah, I can't say that I have played on a card or seen a card where 5 under on the front nine is the worst score. And this is Corey after throwing a roach 40 long. All right. Give it to him.
Pay the man.
Just pay the man. That was absolutely perfect. Another 40-footer. He's 6 down through 9. I'm starting to feel real rough about the round that I shot today.
These guys look great.
Playing the course
Paul
really,
shot 7
really
on the
solid.
front. Phenomenal. Coriel shooting 6.
There you have it,
I
folks.
can't wait to see what these guys do on the back. This card is bringing the heat at Brewster Ridge.
Yeah, Chandler and Ricky are losing the card at 5 under par, and that is not common.
With the hole-in-one last week at Maple Hill, shooting at 8 on the front.
There you have it, folks. We got the back nine coverage coming at you soon. Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media on YouTube, and we will see you very soon.